A pleasant good morning to all and sundry and all. As you know, the morning is the best part of the day before anything has gone wrong, and regardless of the time of the day that you're listening, that is the sentiment that I am wishing you today. Welcome to this edition of Richard's Rant. Thank you again for joining me. We do sincerely appreciate the support. The newspaper today was interesting. Uh, for a while, it was becoming a bit positive, inspiring. Unfortunately, today wasn't in that vein, but it was definitely interesting. Let's see here. The headlines, the front page talks about women in power and women leading the Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association. And throughout the newspaper, women are mentioned again, at least two or three, maybe four at a times in this grand way. One is that they would be having multiple races for Granny Lucers, now deceased, may she rest or run in peace. And also that the Women Business Association, that is not their correct name, but that is what they are about. They had their awards and talk about, women leading and all of that. And in the midst of all of that, I also saw Auntie Cam Cam, her birthday coming up, along with mine soon. But she disappointed me. She was just, in my opinion, talking because she had a mouth or maybe a mic, and I was disappointed. I like when she talks because she has something to say. And, she was the first female prime minister. So, I always give her that clout. And I believe also the first female political party leader that we had in Trinidad and Tobago. So, then we had spiritual Baptists stating that they want a secondary school just like the Catholics. They don't want a cathedral, but they want a secondary school, having already gotten and successfully run a kindergarten and a primary school, getting quote unquote prestige passes in the SCA exam. They are ready for a secondary school like the Catholics. Although these articles were in different parts of the paper, ranging from the front page to the headlines to lifestyle to the back, maybe the fluff pieces, they all had the same theme to me. To me, not, Richard's rant is about craziness in Richard's brain and those connections that naturally formed up there that even a bit weird to me, Richard. So, to me, what came out is, what exactly are we aspiring to? And what we are aspiring to, is it better than us? Or do we view it as better than us? Or what is the reason for that aspirational goal? For example, you may have a friend, I do, that has some qualities that you admire or that you have within yourself, but it could be better. And the friendship with that person brings out things in you that you like, that you didn't know you had, or that you thought you lost, or that you enhance. And those, especially when it's mutual, those things build off each other and create something better. It's like healthy competition whereby you're happy if you win, but also happy if your friend wins. So it's a win-win regardless. And at the end of the day, your friend is happy to lose to you or honored to have beaten you. And that is healthy, in my opinion. and it brings out the best in each other. It causes, the differences to be little, and if not, everything may not be equal, but it would be equitable, because a friendship like that brings out your strengths and weaknesses. A relationship like that even would be amazing, or a marriage like that would be fantastic, but could only think of it in terms of a friend. I haven't seen it in the other two. I'm thinking actually. Nope, I haven't seen it on the other two at all. I even went into celebrity nonsense, and the closest I thought was Kim Ye, and well, they're getting a divorce, so I guess not. Maybe Will and Jada. Yeah, maybe Will and Jada. Maybe Will and Jada. Yeah, maybe Will and Jada. Each time I said it was because a different thought came into my head. The weird children that Will was married before, and the entanglement. But, they're still at it, so hey, maybe Will and Jada. But in any case, trying to find it in a romantic setting doesn't add or take away from the original point. But then we tend to we tend to compare things. Like, for example, BET exists, Black Entertainment Network, and that exists because black people felt that they were not being treated fairly in the entertainment and the music industry, and they wanted a platform to showcase themselves. Then you have Tyler Perry Studios because, black people again were not getting a place in Hollywood. Locally, you have East Indian stations, East Indian radio, because East Indians felt that they were not getting a showcase in the media. You have Radio Jagrati, you have Satmaraj, something movement, that situation altogether. You have the Diwali Nagar, you have Chutney and Chutney Soka and Chutney Soka Parang, you know. But unlike, I would say, unlike something like BET or Tyler Perry Studios, yes, it is a separate genre, but it's still a part of. For example, it's Chutney Soka or Chutney Soka Parang. So it's more like if I'm adding my little flavor, a little, the pepper on top of the pillow, a little je ne sais quoi. It's not like my own thing. And it's actually a part of a bigger thing, which would be Trinidad Christmas celebrations or Trinidad Carnival celebrations, as opposed to the other. I guess it could be maybe a part of entertainment or American entertainment, but in the absence of it being clearly defined as a part of something, it appears separate. And then you have, you know, women business, women in business, women awards, and the spiritual Baptists saying that they want a secondary school. So some of these things, I don't know, they seem a little bit off, to put simplicity. They seem a little off. It has a unsettling taste. The BET, for example, is accepted and acceptable, but if there was a WET, a white entertainment network, would it be acceptable? At the end of the day, if BET exists, then in the same way WET should exist, and all freedoms and whatnot. So why is it good for one but not for the other? Slavery ended a long time ago in the US, and the civil rights movement was decades ago in the US. And yes, George Floyd and all that still happened, but if the answer is unity and community, then why would we have a BET? Why would we have a Tyler Perry Studios? And of course, coming out from this, I'm pretty sure it might have a Bluskers, as in Black Oscars, or these kind of things coming up as well. And there isn't, yes, there's the undertone that these things are not inclusive and all of that, but it's not blatant and outright and raw. So I don't know if, but I don't know if it's a good for the greater good or if it's necessarily bad, because then it could also be put across like they are highlighting the differences or the uniqueness of black culture, which is also fine. It is something unique, it has its own flavor. So if that is the reason, fine, but that is not what they say. That's not the rhetoric that they say. So it seems a bit counterproductive to me. And then there's the other negative point. So I have two negative sentiments as opposed to one, and I am the one that is bringing the one positive to the table, but I have no bearing, input, weight in these people affairs. They don't know me. Maybe one day they'll know my name, but that day is not today, so they don't know me. But when you have things like the Women Awards and the Women this, I wonder if it's in the same sentiment as BET and Tyler Perry. Is it that you would like to celebrate the special things that women can bring to the table, or is it that you feel as though women are not recognized, so you want to just shine a spotlight on women and just be all about women? But if you have a male business awards, a male entrepreneur awards, and a male business association, which could even flow off nicely because MBA already exists, which is not male business association, of course. It's your masters of business arts or bachelors in arts, whatever it means, but it doesn't mean male business association. But that acronym does already exist. Is it male bachelors? Master, sorry, not male bachelors, masters. BA is bachelors. So then MBA could be masters of anything. No, it's masters of business. A quick Google search would clear this up, Maybe I should start doing these quick Google searches because I'm a little bit curious as to exactly what the acronym means, like word for word. But nevertheless, and when the Baptists say that they don't want a cathedral, but they want a secondary school, and they want to be able to pick their 20% just like the Catholics. And they go all the way back to the fact that Baptists were persecuted and all of that. It gives this sentiment that you believe Catholicism to be a legitimate religion, and you would like the same recognition that Catholics have, or you would like to be recognized by Catholics or by the cathedral or by Catholicism. And I'm thinking, why? Why do you care? You are your own entity, you're your own thing. Why do you care if they even recognize you? Why don't you just build your damn school and do you do? And as far as the persecution goes, yours may have been recent, but Catholics were persecuted a long time ago, burnt at the stake, killed, all of that. I mean, even in the Bible, way back when Jesus was born, like 180, when Peter denied Jesus 3 times before the cock crow, as Jesus prophesied. So, I mean to say, you're not special. I believe probably every religion was persecuted at some point. That's a part of human psyche and human behavior. Um, just like, well, the leading in discrimination and persecution right now is LGBTQIA. But because we have that instinct to make sure that everything is predictable and behaving the way it should, although that's not the way that things actually are, anything that deviates from the way that we think it's supposed to be, we being a collective group of people that share the same thoughts, we try to eradicate it, we try to kill it, we try to prove that mine is right and I'm blessed and I'm ordained because I'm stronger than you, and that's the whole prevalence for wars. That's why wars still exist today. That's why the Middle East is so, warish. It could also be because they're hot and uncomfortable. I mean, you just always feel to fight somebody when you're hot and uncomfortable and thirsty and hungry. You could imagine every time you clean out your house and you open a window for some reason the whole place just get dusty again. That's thing to make your car, so you're now done cleaning, and whoever come home and walk in the house with the whole desert underneath their foot, you start a war right there. It's a grimy people. It's a grimy people. Alright. So why do we compare? What's the point of the comparison? Should we even compare, or should we compare for the right reasons? Because I did start off with a healthy comparison, a healthy relationship. And I can even keep it celebrity-ish. Unfortunately, it's international celebrities, because our local celebrities, I am not sure that they're really into the craft. They seem to be more into the money. But because I can't really think of much, the closest I could think of off the top of my head would be Machel Montano and Ecstatic, but that died so long ago and nobody exactly knows why. And in his midlife crisis, he keep singing about his family and his brethren are here with my friend and them, and over a set of friendship songs. My team, my whole team, them kind of thing. My squad, I'm me back. They are me back. Tell him my brethren, I'm me back. Right, all them songs is what we get to listen to, and how he's the happiest man alive. But we don't really know why they melt down. But with Beyonce and the Destiny's Child, which is what I just call them, we know that they wanted to pursue the separate things, which is fine. Michelle wanted to go back to gospel, and gospel rejected her because Christians, which I am one of, so those who are Christians do get, your rosary in a bunch. But we are judgmental bitches. Accept it and deal with it. You may not be one. I certainly am not one. But we know that collectively we are judgmental bitches. So that's the whole foundation of the religion, for crying out loud. All who sin, all who don't sin, and Christians do include everyone that worships Christ, which includes the small churches whereby when it is you sinning and you're unclean, you have to sit at the back of the church. So, they rejected Michelle. You can't sing Bootylicious and then sing when Jesus say yes, nobody can say no. Hell yes. So she didn't really make it, but she ain't dead in the water either, right? And Kelly, she's sexy self, yeah, she just wanted to be all sexy and sing a set of dirtiness that I like motivation and coffee, and you see, that is it too. I remember she sang other things, and that girl could sing a chorus. Boy, oh God, any song you could just put Kelly on a chorus and she wake up that whole song. That girl is the chorus queen. G's and ages, that girl could sing a chorus. And Beyonce wanted to do whatever she wanted to do, as such a weird inconsistencies that we like and we didn't like. And, Beyonce started rap, all kind of thing. She just jump out, she whole self. And, but she's a performer and she performed. And despite what we may think, apart from the original Beyonce and Destiny's Child, when there was like 50 of them singing, it was a whole orchestra. Going back to Bills and those early songs, it was not 50, it was 5 or 6. I think it was 5. They, had the issues, and they had two that leave still sing and whatnot. I think this girl is one, Chantel. She sang 2 songs that are thief from the internet, and I think I have on my iPod. I think she was a child of Destiny. So they, would have the little couture and then they fall out. But the three, Kelly, Beyonce, and Michelle, they just wanted to do their own shit. They was already rich and popular and famous, sexy, and they jump out themselves and say, well, I want to take my money and do this, and you take your money and do that, and you take your money and do that. And they actually sing about each other too in some of their songs. In Beyonce's Brown Skin Girl, there's a line, look at my Kelly rolling. And when Jesus Say Yes, Beyonce is featured in that song. And in Dirty Laundry by Kelly Rowland, Beyonce's name is in there. So, they clearly have a friendship, otherwise they wouldn't be doing that. So, that would have been a healthy, competitive situation. So, and it's not out in the open, it's not a whole scene, But when it is you had to jump out and say, I doing this for black people, like Tyler Perry, and I'm not apologizing, it makes you wonder the undertone. Is it wrong if I create something? Okay, I have my house. I'm going to put the things in it that I like. There's nothing wrong with that. Just because you making furniture too, why have to be all inclusive to you? Even if my house is immaculate and I like people walking through my house and showing off my house and having it in magazines, it's not my responsibility to showcase you and have an all-inclusive house just because you making furniture. So if it is I create the Oscars, I create movies, I create movie studios, I own the movie studios, and I don't like it, I don't like it. I don't see the need to make it a problem because I don't like it. You do your thing. And you shouldn't make it a problem. You shouldn't not like me just because I don't like you. As a matter of fact, you shouldn't give a shit. You shouldn't really care. You shouldn't have a query, a problem, or a concern unless I am actively doing something to fuck you up. You should create your own shit. Like Lil Sean say, you stupid ass nigga, I don't fuck with you. Why, you're jumping out your whole it shouldn't be an issue. You do you. And quite frankly, it's not like if the audience have a fidelity or whoever you're doing it for, unless you're doing it for that one and only, which you're not. It's not like if the audience really have that much fidelity. It's not like with Trinidad, with who listening to Rebel 6 and who listening to whoever they are else, with all this chippiness that they're singing about with the jumping on and jumping off and hiding under and who could bull and who is a horse and all kind of crap. It's not even like that. Or like East Coast and West Coast way back when. Nobody gives a shit. Is either you like it or you don't like it. That is all we really care about. And most of us gonna anti-fear stuff anyway. Let me be real. So if it is you're competing with something, do it for the right reasons. Don't do it just because this person spite you or this or you thing or this one make you feel bad. Because when you do the right things for the wrong reasons, because the foundation is wrong, it does fall. Or it does grow crooked. It is grow nasty. The fruit does be small and sour. But Even if you do the wrong thing for the right reason, you might get a dwarf tree, but you'll get some big fruit, and eventually it will correct itself. It's energy. Everything in this realm of existence is just energy. We are energy. We're not even solid. We are comprised of atoms, and all the atoms have spaces. It just depends on how small the spaces between the atoms that we appear to be solid. But and it might blow your mind, but not really. Think about cloth. Cloth is a solid, and water does go through it. The atoms in the water is a different configuration than the ones in the cloth. That's all. That's why the water does go through it. And you could touch both of them because your atoms dense, more dense than the two. That's all that has happened. That's why it is your Wi-Fi passing through your body right now and your radio waves and all of that. It's just energy. You have to put the right energy into things. So these women shouldn't be jumping, oh, these are women, I have a vagina if you want to hear it raw. No, not really. Do it because you want to do it. And you happen to be a woman. If you want to celebrate womanhood, but then you have to highlight why it is I should give a damn that you're a woman. I could give a damn that you made this achievement, yay. But why? Because you make this achievement and you're a woman. And I need to know why. Because if it is you telling me that just because you're a woman and you should be celebrated because you made this achievement, then it's like celebrating that your child, your baby, you get a baby and it take it first shit. It's only being celebrated because it's a baby. Or it walk for the first time. It take it first step, it get it first teeth. Are you a baby? I don't think you are. Are you inferior or small or stupid or now learning in some way? Because if you want me to see you as equal, then you can't tell me celebrate me just because I'm a female. Makes no sense to me. You shouldn't tell me celebrate you just because you're black. And especially since you should accept some responsibility for the crap that you found yourself in. Because your people sell you to the other people that then send you across the sea. They didn't come and wage no big war in Africa or anything, They say, hey, give me some people, let them plant some Canaan thing now. And somebody say, bet, but give me some gun. Bet. And your ass end up on a ship. That is what happened. You had to take some responsibility as well. And then you come across there, of course the people go treat you bad. You wouldn't treat them bad. If it is your family tell you that they come in and spend a week and it end up being a month, you doesn't start to treat them bad after the month. Now imagine I bring you to work in my field and now you have rights and you could fucking vote. I not on you with that shit. That wasn't your purpose. I had to eat bread and drink tea with my failure. You was they come like if it is my ceiling fan or my dog or my cow or something, all of a sudden have rights. You had to put yourself in other people's shoes. And I'm pretty sure you never get this perspective before, but your ancestors was hired to be machines to pick cane and cotton and clean and thing. You were seen as a vacuum cleaner, and now the vacuum could vote? Who the mother cunt is this? Shippiness you carrying on with. And what you want to tell me, because they used to rape the slaves and whatnot, it have people that stick the dick in a vacuum cleaner too. It is what it is. So just accept some responsibility, and if we would have fought to say you were wrong to call me a vacuum cleaner, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I am equal, I have rights, I have a brain, I am human just like you. Fantastic! Now that I see you as human, you want me to be like, ooh, 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 look, you did something every other human could do, but you're black, so now I had to celebrate. No! You can't have your cake and eat it too. Now you're ordinary, you're not special. Just do what you're supposed to do, you know? You know, that was just one little part of the papers, but that is what it did for me. That is what it spoke to me. And I hope you got something from this. If you are one of those people that walk around with a chip on your shoulder, feel it. And if it is to have somebody that you don't like just because they don't like you, remove them from your mental, from your psyche. I'm blessed in that it happens accidentally. For me, I just sit in my quiet time and be like, it had a person. Oh God, I could see the face, I could see the face, I could see, oh. Yeah, I just legit forget. If it is I give up on a friendship, relationship, it doesn't even be conscious or anything. It is just, I mean, thank God for social media and whatnot. I would see a photo, you know, or a message and be like, oh yes, you exist. And I swear it's not deliberate or malicious or anything. And, you know, I would like to pass that energy on to you because it's very liberating to not care. It's not that you don't know that the person exists anymore, you don't know that they hate you or they don't like you for. It's just that you don't care because you respect that you could be the juiciest, biggest, tastiest mango. But if that person don't like mango, they would not be on you. Put yourself in somebody's mouth that like to suck a mango. Let them eat you and enjoy it, you know. Just relax and do the right things for the right reasons, or do the wrong things for the right reason. Get the right in there and just have a vibe and make everything all right. So signing off for this edition of Richard Rant. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for listening. Good morning. Have a good rest of your day. And subscribe to the vibe. Comment. Leave some comments towards our betterment. And you just have a good day. Vibes.